Is law school really worth it? With soaring tuition fees, brutal competition, and a changing legal industry, it's a question more people are asking than ever before. Today, I'm giving you my honest opinion. No fluff, no sugarcoating, just the truth from someone who's been through it. So let's get into it. Let's start at the very beginning, getting in. The 2025 admissions cycle has been more competitive than ever. Why? There's been a higher LNAT averages, tighter cut-offs, and a rush of applicants looking for safe careers in uncertain times. But it's not just numbers. Crafting a personal statement that stands out from 50,000 others, that's its own stress. And when you finally get that acceptance letter, congratulations. As exciting as it may be, the financial shockwave then hits, and that can at times be the difficult bit. The tuition can easily exceed 20 to 30,000 altogether to qualify as a lawyer, especially with it being just over 9,000, I think it is now, for UK home students per year, and that's not including textbooks, exams, fees, housing, travel, or even printing. Yes, printing. Although universities do offer some resources in terms of textbooks, printing, exam fees, etc., some of it you're going to have to pay yourself. So, laptop with tuition statements, stress students, and no one warns you about the emotional cost. Imposter syndrome hits hard. From day one, you're surrounded by people who seem smarter, faster, and more confident. It's easy to feel like you don't belong, even when you do. This is something I had a particular problem with when I first started law school. I was lucky because there were so many academics around me who were like my cheerleaders, and they really helped me remember that no, this is for me as well. I do belong here. But the imposter syndrome at law school can be really, really difficult. But then you've got the day-to-day grind. If you're picturing suits, think again. Most of law school is case briefing, outlining, and the good old IRAC method. Issue, rule, application, conclusion, again and again and again. None of that fancy suit style stuff. That's why I personally try and prevent myself looking at all this legal drama, because I know it gives me an inaccurate reflection of what the legal industry is actually like. Instead, I would recommend you go to the courts, Crown Court, County Court, Magistrates Court. But people talk about work-life balance, but let me be real for just a moment. Most of the time it's work, maybe sleep, repeat. Your social life is on pause, and hobbies are often forgotten, although it is possible to do hobbies during law. Mental health, wow, the pressure can be relentless. Anxiety, burnout, comparison, they're extremely common when it comes to law school, as well as so much more. And so it's important to know that you will have support networks out there, because universities do appreciate just how difficult law is, especially on mental health. I know in my first year, one of the lecturers showed us a really shocking statistic. That was that law students, out of all other students, have the worst mental health. But essentially, you have to develop coping strategies early, or it can swallow you whole. And it's not going to get better if you're thinking of becoming a solicitor or barrister. Those courses after your undergraduate degree have a reputation for being notoriously difficult, and then in the legal profession as well, again, it is known to be extremely difficult. And that brings me on to the next part, the job hunt and debt dilemma. You finish law school, and that's when the real stress really begins. Everyone dreams of big law, high salaries, prestige, top firms. But the truth is, only a fraction of graduates land those spots, and if you're looking for money, law might not be the best career because, especially in the current climate, there's only very few areas of law where there is mega money. And even if you do land those high spots, it comes at the cost of your time, relationships and sanity. I've heard various comments where it's been said that those in the top law firms are expected to sacrifice their personal life for their job. And for most, the path looks different. The reality is lots of legal aid cases which pay little, government work, in-house alternative careers in compliance, policy or even consulting. But that's arguably one of the great things about a law degree. You don't have to go down the legal route. There are so many different opportunities for you. But then there's the debt. With tuition loans and maintenance loans combined, many grads leave with 5 or even 6-figure debts, especially when you bear in mind the professional courses you need to qualify as a solicitor or barrister. And paying that back on a public interest salary, it can honestly be brutal. Even on a normal salary it can be brutal, but when it's public interest salary in particular, that can be really difficult. But despite all these disadvantages or less than ideal realities, there are many unexpected benefits when it comes to law. It's not all doom and gloom. Law school gave me some of the most valuable skills I'll ever have. For instance, critical thinking, communication, advocacy, and the ability to think on the spot. And that's something they train you in from the very, very start of law school, and is obviously a critical skill for any future legal professionals. On top of that, critical thinking, logic, persuasive writing, they aren't just for lawyers. They can help you in anything, from business to politics to everyday life. Law teaches you how to argue, analyse and win. And believe it or not, some of the doors law school opens aren't even in law. That comes back to what I was previously saying about how that's one of the best things about law. You don't have to have a career in law. So, is it really worth it? Here's my verdict. The honest truth is, law school is most certainly not for everyone. But I would say, honestly, yes, it is worth it. Not because it was easy, because law school is really challenging. It pushed me, it shaped me, and it gave me tools I wouldn't have found anywhere else. But I did have to make sacrifices, mental, financial, and emotional. So, going back to what I previously said about law not being for everyone, yes, it's not for everyone. I'd say if you want to succeed at law school, you need a love for reading. You need to enjoy what you're studying, you need to enjoy the law, and you need to be in it for the long run and know that it's not going to be easy, because law has a reputation for being one of the hardest subjects. Not always hard in the way you might traditionally think, i.e. the subject content, but it's actually the studying of it. If you're doing it for prestige, money, or because you don't know what else to do, stop and reconsider. If you're trying to keep your job roles open and you're not sure what other degree to do, then maybe law is right for you. But I wouldn't recommend you do it if you're just in it for the prestige and money. If you're doing it just because you care about justice, problem solving and long-term growth, then maybe, just maybe, it is worth it for you. But what do you think? Is law school worth it for you? Drop your thoughts in the comments section and let's start a conversation about this topic and help other students who will be looking at starting law school soon. If you found this helpful, please hit like, subscribe and turn on that bell so you don't miss any more content from me. I'll be posting more videos about law school life, careers and making smarter decisions for your future, as well as so much more. So check out my next videos. There should be some on screen around about now, and I hope to see you very, very soon. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.